Well, this week in our World of Mother series, we are exploring what motherhood means around the globe, from North America to Europe, Africa, and now Asia. This morning we're in China, where childcare is truly a family affair. A 2017 report found grandparents help raise children during their pre-kindergarten years in more than 3/4 of Chinese families. Ben Tracy spoke to a couple in Beijing who, after the birth of their son, added 2 more people to their household.
So most Americans would probably dread the idea of living in a small 2-bedroom apartment with their in-laws. But here in China, it's not only common, it also seems to be something that both the grandparents and the parents actually seem to enjoy.
It'll be a few years before Colin Gu can drive a real car and get around Beijing on his own. So for now, the 2.5-year-old has his parents and grandparents to steer him in the right direction. Shortly after Colin was born, Li Ping and Gu Cheng Chow moved into their son and daughter-in-law's small 2-bedroom apartment to help raise their new grandson.
90% of the family which I know have their parents-in-law together with them.
Abigail Chang has long and unpredictable hours as an executive assistant at an automobile company. Her husband, Gu Lin, is an engineer. So for most of the work week, the grandparents are in charge and cooking all the meals.
Would you be able to have this kind of job if you didn't have this help from the grandparents?
No way. Yeah, I have to tell you that no way. I have to quit my job because I can only trust them. I can only trust my parents or my husband's parents. They are the only person in the whole wide world that can love my son so much.
Why were you willing to move in here and help so much?
Li Ping says it's the Chinese tradition. We are still quite healthy after retirement. Being around the kid every day brings us joy. We have nothing to complain about. Historically, multi-generational living has been seen as the cultural ideal in China, with several generations living under one roof. Today, grandparents share almost half of childcare duties with mothers of 2- and 3-year-olds. It's a big part of why China has one of the highest rates of women in the workforce in the world.
It's not just about individual choices, but it's about what you do to maximize the well-being of the whole family.
University of Maryland sociology professor Fenyan Chen says that in China, parents often leave their children behind with grandparents as they move from the countryside to the major cities in search of better paying jobs.
Grandparents providing care for the grandchildren very much creates that opportunity for other members of the family, mostly the mothers, to engage in other opportunities.
Chen was herself raised by grandparents in China and later in the United States benefited from grandparents helping with her own kids.
Without a doubt, I would not have gotten tenure without the help from my parents and my parents-in-law.
In America, only about 14% of grandparents provide significant care to grandkids, but Chen says it is more common among certain communities.
Black grandmothers, the Hispanic grandparents, the Asian American grandparents oftentimes play a much more prominent role.
Chang says that even though many new parents in China expect grandparents to help out, she wanted to take a moment to make sure her mother-in-law knows how truly grateful she is.
What did you say to her and what did she say to you?
I said to her that I appreciate the help a lot, and we always know that as a Chinese we don't say it aloud. She said to me that I'm also a good daughter-in-law, and yeah.
You may be wondering if Abigail's parents also help out with their son. Well, they have their hands full. They're actually caring for their parents, which would be Abigail's grandparents. So this intergenerational support network here in China works both ways in families. Gayle?
Well, we love that story, Ben Tracy. Thank you very much. Yeah. I think it's nice that the grandparents pitch in the way that they do, but do we want them living with you? I know Kirby and Will go, no thank you. No thank you. But it shows you different cultures do different things different ways. I've loved this.
They make it work.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been so blessed by my in-laws, and the kids love their grandparents so much. But the distance is part of what makes the relationship so wonderful, Gayle.
You're so happy to see them when they come
I
visit.
totally understand.
And they are angels on earth, too.
I agree with that, too.